welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. Alright, I'm here to get into the reading for October 2025 for the air sign Aquarius. Aquarius, I hope you're doing well. For the reading today, I will be doing a 10-card Celtic cross spread using the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. If I need to clarify, I have the Zillich Tarot here. And if you stick around till the end, I will be pulling one additional oracle card from the Goddess's Knowledge card deck. Okay? Just a reminder, these messages may or may not resonate. I do encourage you to watch not just your sun sign reading, but also your moon and rising for a more complete overview of the energy surrounding you at this time. If you would like more kind of regular content, you can follow me over on TikTok. I'm at Changing Phases Tarot on TikTok. There I post daily, weekly readings, so more shorter obviously, but more regular content over there. All right, let's get going. So you begin, wow, starting strong here with the World. This is Major Arcana number 21. It's the last of the Major Arcanas associated with the Earth sign of Capricorn. And, you know, the World ends a particularly long chapter in your life. So, you know, an ending to a cycle, an ending to whether you've been in a, you know, this could be in a job for quite a long time. You might have been in one place for a long time and you're heading in a new direction. Can obviously represent, you know, some type of international move component to it as well. You might be looking to move to a different place in the world. You might be connecting with people who are from different countries than you are. But it's a very significant ending, right? Which gives way to a new beginning. After the World, the Major Arcanas go back around to the Zero, which would be the Fool card, which is the brand new cycle. So an ending which is helped or hindered by, wow, the Ace of Swords. The Aces in the Tarot are new beginnings. They are blessings from the universe. The Ace of Swords in particular is a card of victory. And the Suit of Swords, obviously you are an air sign, Aquarius, but it's air energy. So it has to do with, it's the suit of our thoughts, right, of the mind. It's also communication, how we get those thoughts across to other people. So this could be like news coming in that gives you that epiphany, that sort of aha moment where all of a sudden it's very clear what you need to do, you know, which way you need to go. It's clarity of mind about something, and it's sort of this news coming in that can make have a very significant impact on a decision that you might have to make at this time, especially, you know, with it helping or hindering this ending of the World card. Well, in the deep past, we have the Foundation, another Major Arcana. This is number 16 of the Major Arcana, the Tower. The Tower is associated with the fire sign of Aries, and you know it represents a very significant shakeup, a very unexpected event that comes in and really shakes things up in your life, very much out of the blue. As it sits in the deep past, for many of you, you've already experienced this energy, right? So this could be, you know, with so many people watching, it's obviously going to be very different for each one of you, but it could be, for example, in the work sector, you find out that you are being made redundant, you know, in the relationship sector, this could be, you know, finding out something that, you know, really disrupts your relationship. It's always, again, it's going to be very different, but it's an unexpected event that comes in to really shake the foundation of this tower to its core, right? But what we all must remember about the tower is that, you know, the foundations of the tower might not have been that strong to begin with, and it's all about how we approach this tower moment. So, you know, how do we react, or how do we deal with this moment of flux, this moment of change, this very unexpected event? In the recent past, we have the Hanged Man, so more Major Arcana energy. And I'm about halfway through the readings this month, and there have been so many very powerful readings with, you know, 5, 6 Major Arcana showing up in the spread. So it seems like, you know, it's going to be a very significant month for quite a good number of us. So the Hanged Man in the recent past, following on from this tower, after, you know, finding out, after experiencing this tower moment, it could have led to this period of, you know, kind of indecision, needing to take this time out, right? In order to gain the clarity of mind that the person is gaining by being in this very uncomfortable upside down position. Obviously, if the person were the right way up, they would not have the same vantage point. They would not be able to see the situation in the same way that they are able to by being in this uncomfortable position. So there could have been, it can also represent delays, right? You might, in the recent past, you might have been experiencing a delay, whether this is delay in moving forward, delay in starting up, delay in hearing back, right, and getting news about something, but it was a necessary delay. Crowning your reading, we have the Two of Pentacles. So there's what's on your mind, the message from your higher self is this juggling or deciding between two different jobs. Sometimes the Two of Pentacles shows up when you are working two different jobs, or you're juggling your finances, right? Juggling, like trying to pay all of your bills, holding off on paying one bill to pay another. But it can also represent, so it can be balance, this Two of Pentacles, but it can also represent a choice, choosing between two jobs here, two ways for you to make money, because the Suit of Pentacles, it's earth energy, so it has to do with the work that we do, the money that we earn, our material possessions, home, family. So choosing between two ways for you to make money. In the near future, we have the Four of Pentacles. So, there's this progression from the 2 to the 4. But, the Four of Pentacles, fours in the tarot represent stability, it's very grounded energy. And it's like you've moved on, you're starting to see some type of progression as far as your finances go. But you need to, the cautionary message of the Four of Pentacles is that you don't need to try to hold on to everything as tightly as the person on this card is, right? Money, the Pentacles, the energy surrounding Pentacles needs to flow. So you need to earn money, obviously, work hard, earn the money, use the money to pay bills, try to save some money. But when you just want to hold on to it that tightly, that's when the energy surrounding it can become stagnant. Right? It's oftentimes referred to as like the miser card. So there's a need to not cause the energy surrounding your finances to become stagnant. We have another ending here, right? We have the World as a significant ending. You show up as the Ten of Wands, which is the end to a particularly difficult, tiresome, weary cycle surrounding the work that you do, right? With it being Wands, the Suit of Wands deals with our work. It's also can be projects, creative projects and endeavors. And then it's our own drive and determination and passion and ambition for those things that we do. With it being the 10, when this man had just one wand or two or three, the load that he was carrying was not that heavy, not that difficult. But you can see here, they're trying to make it up the hill to their home, right? And it's difficult. The horse looks tired. He looks tired, right? So you could have been working for a long time to get whatever it is that you're trying to get with this new cycle, this victory of the Ace of Swords. And it's been difficult. You might have been overloaded at work, taking on more than your fair share at work, right? But you're nearly there. After the 10, it reverts back around to the Ace of Wands, which is a brand new beginning, a brand new cycle, right? So you're nearing the end of a difficult cycle. Yeah, and surrounding you, more of this kind of difficult energy of the Eight of Swords. So you might have been thinking and feeling for quite a while that you're stuck in a situation, right? Unable to find your way out of a situation, feeling that for whatever reason, I'm at this job, and even though I'm not that happy there, and things are difficult, and they keep loading, piling things on for me to do, I can't see my way out of that situation. But this woman, she could easily remove the blindfold and the swords. There's enough room between the swords for her to just walk through them. So there is kind of an easy way out, but you just haven't been able to see it up until this point, and you have felt very stuck, right? It's very, it's difficult energy. And okay, I mentioned the 10 of Wands goes back to the Ace. Here is your Ace of Wands. That's what you're hoping for. Yeah, you're hoping for this brand new beginning. You're hoping for the new job offer, and you have two aces showing up in your spread. So that's, this is a definite yes from the universe. So This is the new job offer. This is the new creative project or endeavor, right? It's a yes from the universe. It's the universe giving you that green light to move forward, to move ahead, right? And we have, as the outbound energy, and I will clarify this, the Nine of Swords. So there's progression from the 8 to the 9, but the 9 is like when you're trapped in that, that monkey mind, that repetitive thinking, being kept up late at night, worrying about something, going over and over and over it in your mind. That's the Nine of Swords. It's the, it's like the nightmare kind of energy of again, going back to this 8, of feeling stuck, of not knowing what to do, not knowing your way out of a situation. We will clarify, so I'll come back to that. And bottom of the deck, you have the 7 of Cups, which is, spoiled for choice, right? The 7 of Cups, you can see that there are all these cups. Each cup represents something that, that you would enjoy, that you would find appealing. It's going to be different for each of you. It's good to be like all of the different jobs that you're weighing up. For others, this could be the 7 of Cups shows up when say you're on a dating site and you're looking at all the different options that you have, all the different people on the dating site. It's options, but they are all just very much dreamy, up in the air, pie in the sky type of options until you actually pick one of the cups as your holy grail, right? As your Ace of Cups. So there's a need for you to decide what it is that you want, pick that cup, right? Go after that. That is what you need to do. So a choice, a decision that needs to be made there. All right, we're going to go ahead and clarify. The Spirit, what are the 8 of Swords and 9 of Swords in the spread for Aquarius? Basic messages for Aquarius, clarifying the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. And we had 2 that fell out here, okay? So I'm going to take these. So Ace of Swords came out on top. We'll take this for the 8 of Swords. So what is, what you have felt stuck in, it's a repeater of the Ace of Swords. You haven't had that clarity of mind. You haven't had the information that you need to be able to make a decision. So that's what's been making you feel stuck. It's just not having, all of the information that you need to be able to make a decision. Clarifying the 9 of Swords, we have the Moon. The Moon can represent hidden things coming to light. The Moon can represent needing to kind of face our fears. It can be with the hidden things coming to light, you might need to tap into your intuition, listen to your intuition, pay attention to signs, synchronicities. We'll see if we can get another clarifier on that one, because the Moon, okay, another one fell out here. 6 of Cups. So the Moon with the 6 of Cups. This could have to do with, could be a past connection. And then we have the 4 of Discs coming out again. This is a repeater. So we have a couple of repeater cards here. So I feel that what's keeping you up, right, what you're worried about with this 9 of Swords is about facing fears. It could have to do with the 6 of Cups. This can be like a past life connection. It can be going back to somewhere where you used to work, reconnecting with people from the past. It can be childhood, reconnecting with people from, going back to where you used to live when you were a child, or going back and reconnecting with those people. And then again, the 4 of Discs, which in this card deck it's called Power. But it's foundation. There's something to do with the foundation, things coming to light, needing to face your fears. So there's a lot of kind of fear-based energy here, and uncertainty, and this desire for clarity of mind with the Ace of Swords showing up twice. But I feel that you're being guided to to leave the past where it needs to be, in the past. So with this, reconnecting with people, I'll just say be careful, because with the 6 of Cups, there is sort of the cautionary message of you need to be sure that you're not looking back when you're thinking about, you know, past situations, or even going back to work somewhere you used to work, like, remember things for how they actually were at the time, right? With the moon can also represent kind of hidden things. So look at it how it actually was, and not that very rosy, rose-tinted glasses view of how things used to be. That would be the cautionary message. All right, let's go ahead and get one additional message for you from the Goddesses card. So one additional message for Aquarius for the month of October. What else does Aquarius need to know? This is an interesting spread. It's similar to some of the other readings for the month, in that there are significant endings and shakeups, and, you know, this new things coming in with the aces, the Ace of Swords showing up, the Ace of Wands. But there's also this component of, you know, choice, needing to be careful with your decisions. Yeah, and this feeling stuck and kind of breaking free from that. Okay, divide the deck. All right, and we have, let me hold the card up, hopefully you can see it okay. This is Lilith, and Lilith is a Middle Eastern goddess of abundance, fertility, the giver of agriculture to humans, the first woman created and the first wife of Adam. She refused to be subordinate to Adam in any way. Lilith is associated with the owl, a figure of darkness and deep wisdom, for she is also a goddess of death and transformation. She is sometimes represented as a demonic figure, for her dark wisdom and her sexual energy can be very threatening. She is known to appear as a frightening figure in dreams. Lilith is associated with the lotus, and the symbolism of that flower tells us much about her. The lotus, an exquisite flower that grows out of dark, rank, decaying earth, represents spiritual unfolding and the blossoming of the heart of wisdom. Like the lotus, Lilith challenges us to look upon our dark side and incorporate it into our wholeness, so that our great beauty can blossom forth, which is interesting because the moon showing up here, yeah, it is about facing our fears, right? And embracing kind of that dark side. So that's interesting that she showed up. So I do hope that these messages have helped in some way, Aquarius. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you all again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of October. Bye for now.